Alright folks, today we are unboxing the DEWALT FLEXVOLT brushless 60V MAX, so 60 volt MAX string trimmer. And as you can see, this trimmer is a 17-inch or 431 millimeter. That is the cutting area right there. So in case you're wondering what that is, it's a quick load spool, and again a brushless motor. So this is a very efficient cordless system that uses a lithium-ion battery right there. And again, it is attachment capable. So you see there are several universal attachments that can be actually used with the system. So that's excellent. This is a system that can be purchased at Home Depot. This is where I purchased it, but I'm sure you can order it as well online at many other lawn and garden retailers. So let's open it up. All right, let's open this up. And one side over here, and one side over here. Okay, what do we have? All right, we have a couple things here. We have our main handle right here. So this is the motor, and our controls right here. The speed, high-low, is right there. We have the other important piece. We have the spool right here and the lower attachment arm right here. So right there, and that stays there. All right, we have the charger. This is a standard DEWALT DC. So again, this is a DC B115. It's a 12 volt, 20 volt max lithium-ion battery pack, or battery charger, shall I say. The actual battery is right over here. This is the FLEXVOLT 9AH, again 60 volt max. And we have the last piece here. This is our guard, which gets installed, and looks like the hardware is inside by the look of it, and some instructions that gets installed right there above the on the lower arm where the spool is. So when you are trimming, things don't fly into your face. All right, first thing we want to do is put this charger, plug it in and charge the battery. That's generally the first thing you do with these lithium-ion batteries, because they don't come fully charged from the factory, or if they do, when they're produced, by the time they're shipped to the retailer, I'm assuming they lose some charge. So first thing you want to do is plug this in. All right. All right, once you plug this in, what you want to do next is take your battery, and you can see there's a protective piece here, so you have to use your other hand to push on this piece here and remove that. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Just gotta use, there we go. So again, that was pretty simple. All you have to do is push here and then pull on that part right there. So one thing I saw in another video, it's very important when you plug this battery in, if you just let it slide and let it sit there on its own weight, it's gonna look like, because it's a heavy battery, it's gonna look like it's plugged in and charging, and you can see here a solid red light means that it is charged, the pack is charged. If it's flashing, it's gonna be Actually, if it's flashing and the other side is also lit up, and that means it's a delay because it's too hot or too cold. And then the pack is charging when it's flashing. So notice this is, at first I thought this was fully charged, but it's actually not. You want to depress this little button when you're inserting it into the charger. Otherwise, it's gonna look like it's fully charged. So I'm gonna put it in on the charger right now without depressing. And notice it has a solid red light. All the way in. There we go. Charging. Now you're in business. All right, so the first thing you want to do is install the guard. The way you know the direction that it goes is just look at the DEWALT logo. It should be facing you so you can read it. And essentially, you're gonna be holding it with the left hand like that, and it goes right there. So right on the pole here, where the do not touch symbol is. To do this, you have to use the provided Allen key and just simply unbolt these 4 bolts. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now that you have all the bolts removed, you can slowly move the bottom piece here. There's that bottom piece, and essentially what you're going to be doing is placing it right here on the bottom. And then installing the other piece on top now. All right, so we're gonna install that handle. I'm gonna place this on the bottom here and slide this in. Line up the holes and just place the bolts inside. Hold the bottom, just make sure it doesn't fall out. Tighten. Now it's much easier to tighten the 2 on the front, so you want to tighten a little bit, but not all the way, just because you want to make sure everything's lined up. So all right, your next step after you have that handle all set is to assemble the guard on the lower pole. So that's pretty simple. Flip it over and align the holes with the holes that are on the bracket. If this bracket's not already installed, what you want to do is install it right there, but it usually comes pre-installed on the pole here. So again, you flip it over and you just simply align, take the guard, face it your way, because of course you got it flipped over. Of course, sometimes it doesn't stay where it's supposed to stay. And insert it right there. And you can see the holes should align with right there. So now you can get those bolts, 2 bolts that come in and the washers, and assemble it. So what you want to do is flip it, hold it, and then place a washer on one of the bolts. This is a lock washer. And once you have that there, what you're gonna do is insert right there and align it, and you want to do the same thing with the other one. All right, hand tighten these as much as you can for the guard. And then once you're ready, use your Allen key to do the rest of it. All right, once you have the guard assembled and those bolts tightened up, again, make sure lock washers are underneath, tighten it up real well. You can see right there. Again, I think I misspoke last time. This, if you move it from the default, from the factory default, it gives you an extra inch. So it's 16 and 17 here. 1 inch, not 2 inches. So my fault on that. All right. That is your cutting string. So we'll take that off in a minute. But first you want to assemble the final product. So you're going to take your protective cap off. Protective cap. This should be fairly well lubricated inside. Kind of hard to see here, but there's some lube in there, and I think there's some in here as well. And so what you want to do is align these two and make sure that they fit. So well, the first thing you want to do is actually remove the protective plastic here as well. There we go, that clicks in. Once you click that in, you want to tighten this. Hand tighten as much as you can with your hand. All right, and now you're in business. So you have all of that. Front end is assembled. The last piece you want to do is take off that protective component or wrap there on the front. So you can just kind of peel that off. All right, now you're ready to go. And of course, you want to check, make sure your battery is fully charged. Again, if it's seated properly, it should be fully charged. So you want to take it off by depressing the button. And you're gonna install it on the back. Remember, if the trimmer is all the way up, the battery actually gets installed from the back, and remember, from the top actually. So push all the way in. There you go, it clicks in. Make sure it's stable. And now of course you want to make sure that no one is around, and you can test this out. So just make sure you're aware. In order to use it, you're gonna flip this, push it down, and then pull on the handle. And there you are. That's how that works. That's low. If you want to move it to high, you can put it on high. There you go. Same thing. So again, flick that, depress it down. And that's the high mode. You're ready to go.